Getting losers with talking Mean Girls.
Okay, let's rock this bitch.
So I just saw Mean Girls the musical, and first of all, y'all should calm down. The movie was not that bad. Yes, the jokes and meanness are watered down. Yes, the fashion choices are questionable. But it was very entertaining. I actually enjoyed watching every moment of it. I mean, there's some remakes that are kind of boring and had me falling asleep like halfway in.
Like The Little Mermaid.
But Mean Girls the musical was actually very exciting and very refreshing. And the modern additions like the use of social media was very cool. That being said, I couldn't help but notice how Regina George is almost presented as the main character. I mean, take a look at the promotional posters. They pretty much had her front and center compared to the posters from 2004 where we had Katie as the main character. I mean, see how big Regina is in this photo compared to our main character who is cutely pushed to the side. I mean, the album artworks of the soundtrack is also Regina George instead of Katie. Could it be that Rennie Rapp did such an outstanding job that she overshadowed her co-star Angourie Rice who played Katie? Because she did. Rennie did such an amazing job. She was so much fun to watch. Her acting, her singing, I mean her overall delivery was so captivating and, if I may add, so hot.
My name is Regina George.
Or could it be that the character Regina George is just that it girl that the girlies have loved and adored for over 2 decades now? Because after all, we are all obsessed with her. Because we are. My name is Thelma Briggs, and in today's video we're going to be talking about what makes Regina George an it girl and why are we so obsessed with her.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
And to break this down, I'll be comparing Rachel McAdams' version and Rennie Rapp's version of Regina George.
Dance break.
Number 1, charm and charisma. Key factor to be qualified as an it girl is to have undeniable charisma. It is hard to define charisma as it's often a collection of a number of certain personality traits. For example, a charismatic person is confident. There's a certain swagger or riz to the way they walk and the way they talk. They are sharp and quick-witted with great people skills. The ability to take control or present themselves as leaders when situations arise, and generally how they're able to influence people with their actions make them charismatic. You don't have to be traditionally hot or beautiful to be charismatic, but the confidence and the way in which you carry yourself makes you look charismatic. And these are traits that Regina embodies. She's bright-eyed, all smiles, and always looks great and put together. So just looking at her without knowing her personality, she actually gives off a radiant aura and charm.
That's really interesting.
Extremely confident of herself and will not let herself be intimidated in any situation. She's incredibly bold and outspoken. If you're coming into her life, she lets you know her boundaries and her rules of engagement straight up, so you don't come into her life slacking or acting confused. And this is something a lot of us need to do in our relationships.
Still have to.
Her confidence is given, I don't need you, you need me, so if you act up, you're out of my life. Her. So we see her sense of taking control and leadership when she randomly stands up for Katie when Katie was kind of being harassed by Jason.
By what? Is he bothering you?
She's very self-aware and she knows that she wants to maintain her queen bee position. So she always asserts herself as the leader and she's ready to subdue any threats that would affect that position. That's why she's quick to bring Katie under her wings.
You're like really pretty.
Thank you.
So you agree?
What?
You think you're really pretty?
She recognizes Katie as the shiny new international pretty girl who has the ability to gain people's attention. And she doesn't need that kind of potential competition. So she's quick to present herself as Katie's leader by, offering to help Katie out and show Katie how to be cool.
We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week.
Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Renee's Regina, on the other hand, may not be the wide-eyed, all smiles, preppy character, but her charisma shines with her vivid boldness, her overpowering demeanor, and her dominating self-confidence.
It's hot.
She's in the soft-sitting pretty Regina. She's the taking up space, taking up room, dominating the room Regina. We see that as she struts in the room, sits on the table almost in a masculine fashion, but she's very aware of her sex appeal and the fact that all eyes are on her. Regina's outgoing and confident nature is something we all wish we had. So when we see people embody that so easily, it's only natural for us to admire them or want to be like them. This brings me to my next point of being an it girl: having a commanding presence and great people skills.
That's really interesting.
Now, people skills in this regard is not just knowing how to talk to people, but knowing how to draw people towards you. We, the audience, know Regina as the mean girl, but in her world, I feel people first see the charming, approachable, and friendly side to her, which helps to improve her charisma. For example, when Katie first meets Regina showers her with compliments.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Which makes Katie feel like, Regina can't be that bad.
Regina seems sweet.
Regina George is not sweet.
Regina also compliments a random girl by telling her skirt looks pretty.
Oh my god, I love your skirt. Where did you get it?
And we, the audience, knew that Regina is being calculating and shady. But this character, after being complimented by Regina, probably left there feeling good about herself and saw Regina as a sweet and charming person in the moment. Now, these random acts of calculated kindness will actually draw more people into her tent because the Queen Bee has made the commoners feel special. So even though we know she's actually being two-faced, that action would actually make someone want to defend her. Maybe she's not that bad. Maybe she's just misunderstood.
That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen.
In that situation, she hated the girl's skirt. She could have just ignored her and didn't say anything to her. But Regina is a queen bee who actually knows her subject. I mean, she has a burn book that actually talks about all the girls and their secrets and their insecurities. And she's also aware that as queen, she has to, communicate that she's worthy of their trust and respect. She's a very calculated person. So these random acts of kindness is actually a strategy to draw people in and keep them under her control. Now with Regina from the 2024 version, we don't really see her interactions with other people. Bear in mind that it's a musical, so all the side conversations and minor details that we got from the first movie, we didn't really see in this movie because, it was kind of shoved into songs.
Dance break.
So from the new movie, we're pretty much told instead of shown that Regina is a feared person. So in the first film, there's this scene where we see a guy that Gretchen likes hanging out with another girl. So Regina, calls up the girl's mother and comes up with like a sneaky lie and, breaks them up.
Oh, this is Susan from Planned Parenthood. I have her test results. If you could have her give me a call as soon as she can. It's urgent. Thank you.
This was another display of her sharpness and wit and manipulative people skills. But in the new movie, Regina pretty much roars or barks at the girl and the girl runs away. Granted, it was during a musical number, so barking was in line with the theme of the song. So in the new movie, we don't really see more of her manipulative people skills. We see more of her commanding presence. If I may add, she's kind of rude. The way she spoke to Gretchen, I was like, girl, you are rude, rude, rude. And Rachel's Regina wasn't rude. She was just very calculated. But this Regina is kind of rude.
Why is he by our table?
I can hear you, by the way.
Can you hear me now?
So we get more of a feeling that she's feared because you don't want to cross her path. Because if you cross her path, first of all, the condescending look that she would give you would hurt more than lasers. That being said, fast forward to the Halloween scene where she finds out Aaron Tamil might like Katie back. In the first movie, Regina begins to tell Aaron lies about how Katie is a love-obsessed freak. But in the second movie, she plays the victim and she plays it so convincingly well that I'm actually not surprised that Aaron got back together with her. She pretty much burst into song about how Aaron used her, saying, was I a game to you? Was I a way to be cool? Then in reference to her mean attitude, she sings, people forget I'm human too. Yes, they do. This is performance. This is self-defense.
This is performance. This is all self-defense.
Renee Rupp's performance is so captivating. It was so good. I actually started feeling bad for Regina. I actually felt bad for the character that she's actually going through a lot of emotional stress. She's going through a lot. That's why she's mean. It's not easy being her. This was one of my favorite performances in the movie and I can't wait to watch the movie again just to see that scene. It was so good. Now let's talk about fashion and style.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Now, how an it girl presents herself through her clothing, her accessories, her general style has a huge impact on how people will perceive her. Fashion is a key part in an it girl's personal brand. It often serves as a source of inspiration or aspiration to her fans or followers.
Regina George is flawless. She has 2 Fendi purses and a silver Lexus.
In the 2004 version, we had the plastics dressed in very cute, girly, and hyper-feminine manner. They literally look like Barbie dolls with splashes of, designer accessories. The Louis V bag, the Gucci, the Burberry skirt and belt. They always looked so prim and so proper and so fetch.
What is fetch?
Oh, it's like slang from England.
There was always a sharp contrast between how they dressed and how their peers dressed. This made them stand out as the girlies you want to look at. The girlies that you can't wait to see what they wore to school. Their fashion sense made them more admirable. Now, Regina from the 2024 film has a more, toned down neutral style. We see her in more trousers and leather as opposed to the OG Regina who wore mostly cute tops and short skirts. But I must say, I actually love the style of the new Regina, as it is something I can actually wear. I feel like I can actually go into my closet now and pick up outfits that are similar to hers. And this makes me, a regular girl, feel good because it feels like I could be the it girl. I can have the it factor. Yeah. But now that's the problem because the new Regina's outfits look too regular and too accessible. The OG Regina made me feel like I want to be like her, but I can never reach her. But with the new Regina, it won't even be a struggle. It would have been amazing to see our queen bee wear some gorgeous feminine pieces in some occasions. I mean, look at how gorgeous and admirable they look in these promo photos. Now imagine if these were the kinds of looks that they gave us on the show. Let's talk about trend setting for days. None of the looks in the new film have any trend setting abilities in my opinion. Compared to the looks from the first film, where 20 years down the line we still have girls, getting inspired from their outfits, recreating their outfit. I feel like they missed a huge trend-setting opportunity with the fashion choices that they went for in this movie. I get the impression that they want to show Regina off as powerful, and maybe hyper-feminine outfits would have given off stereotypical bimbo. And if that's the case, Gretchen was right when she said,
Lady, if you don't dress slutty, that is slut-shaming us.
Because yeah, not dressing Regina like a girly girl is girl-shaming to the girlies. Yeah. We have gone through decades of girly girls wearing pink and being seen as stupid or dumb. I mean, it's 2024 now. Let's have representation of hyper-feminine girly girls being seen as confident and smart. Didn't Legally Blonde teach y'all anything?
I'm never gonna be good enough for you, am I?
That shit pissed me off for real. Another key quality of an it girl is she has to be influential and be a trendsetter. She has to have a big enough influence to create new trends instead of following them. In as much as everyone feared Regina, they also wanted to be just like her.
The weird thing about hanging out with Regina was that I could hate her, and at the same time, I still wanted her to like me.
If you admit it or not, human beings crave leadership. We are happy when we find someone we can identify with or we aspire to be like, especially when that person is bold or assertive about themselves or their ideas. We consciously or unconsciously tend to look towards that person to know what is cool, what is right, or what is wrong. That is why influencers are all the rave right now.
He's huge on TikTok.
Same with Regina. Certainly her peers didn't know the extent of her meanness because they all admired her. They saw her as very cool and aspirational. And as Katie described, they wanted her approval and they wanted to be like Regina. And even starts to wear a letter C necklace and hoop earrings, which were accessories that were peculiar to Regina. We also have the scene where all the girls cut up their shirts to reveal their bra because they saw Regina do it. Similarly, in the new film, Regina also has a huge influence on her peers. We see that through the running mascara trend that she unintentionally starts. The ability to shape trends and set standards will reflect your powers as an it girl. But what I love about the concept of Regina is she transcended just influencing her peers in the movie to influencing girls in real life for years. The character was indeed an icon and will always be iconic. This is why, in as much as I love the new film, some of the fashion choices and directional choices in the new film pissed me off because they had the golden opportunity to set new trends. The fashion wasn't outstanding. I feel like there is nothing iconic or signature enough that the girlies want to emulate or recreate. And the iconic and interesting dialogue we got from the first film have been watered down to seem more woke and politically correct. I fear from the new film we may not be getting iconic one-liners like we got from the first one. I personally hate that she didn't say "get in losers, we're going shopping." She just said "get in losers."
Get in, loser.
I mean, she looked very cool saying it, if I may add. But the "we're going shopping" part has the additional kick. But I feel like she could have said something that would resonate with the trends and times of today. Get in losers, we're going. I don't know, I'm not a writer. Anyhow, that's my take on why Miss Regina is so fetch and such an iconic it girl.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
I plan to make more videos on what makes iconic women and characters stand out, and also highlight practical tips we can learn from them so we can be the best version of ourselves. Just like I did with my take on Zendaya's transformation. If you're a girlie who wants to rebrand your life, you should stick around. Don't forget to like and comment because your engagements will help to boost a small channel like this. Thanks for watching. Remember, God loves you. Remain blessed.